Hello VC. In this video I am going to answer a thread by SublimMedia to celebrate him achieving 300 subs. Congratulations Jonas, 300 subs. It's a lot of souls to gather up. I only have about half of that and can't even keep up with 150 people, so I don't know how you keep up with 300 people, but good, very good for you. 300 subs, big achievement, well deserved, because you show some cool albums and videos are always interesting to watch. So I'm going to answer the questions to your thread. The first one was, how did I get my username? King's Drummer. Well, the drummer part of my username is pretty obvious. I play drums. But the King's part of it, it comes from this. Right here. Yeah, buddy. Living in Northern California. I'm a sports fan and I like to watch basketball, so my favorite NBA team is the Sacramento Kings. I love the Kings, and when I lived in Sacramento, I lived in Sacramento for like 4 or 5 years. I was always going to Arco Arena to watch some games, or watching them on TV at sports bars, or just at home chilling out after work, yelling at the TV, throwing fits. Love the Kings, and recently through the city council, and through the ownership and through the NBA, the Kings are getting a brand new stadium, arena, and that means they're going to stay in Sacramento for another 20-30 years. So, and this just happened recently, so a lot to be excited about if you're a Kings fan. So that's where my username comes from, King's Drummer. Kings fan, and I play drums. Okay, what albums that I own remind me of you? I don't know why. There's no reason why these records remind me of you. There's 2 of them, but they're from the same artist, Jackson Browne. These 2 albums remind me of you so much. I don't know why. Late for the Sky is one. Rain on Empty is the other. Now, I don't even know if you're a Jackson Browne fan. I mean, for all I know, you probably hear the guy's voice and want to vomit. But when I watched your video and you proposed the questions and you said, what records do you have that, remind me of you? These were the first ones that popped into my head. And I don't really know why. Maybe because they're acoustic based. You seem to like some acoustic music. There's a lot of storytelling in these albums, and the songs in these albums, and you seem like the kind of guy that would appreciate that sort of thing. So these 2 albums from Jackson Browne remind me of you. Another question that you threw out there was what album in my collection maybe you've never seen before that you might like. Well, I know in my past videos I would show records by a band called Porcupine Tree, and you commented that you know the band, but maybe you don't know this album from them, and it's just called Recordings, and it's from Porcupine Tree, and what this is just a collection of songs that never made Porcupine Tree records from their earlier years, and it has the full version of Even Less, Buying New Soul, Access Denied, Cure for Optimism, Disappear, Ambulance Chasing, and Formaldehyde, and some great songs that never made Porcupine Tree records. And I don't even know if you've even heard of those songs. I know you've heard of Porcupine Tree, but I doubt you've heard of this record. So this is probably one that you would like. This is a band that I think you would like. I don't know if you know of them, but I find them groovy as hell, and I think with your eclectic taste, you might appreciate this as well. I don't have it on vinyl, however, but I do have a CD. That's Ozric Tentacles. This is called The Eternal Will, which is basically like best of from Ozric Tentacles, and they're an instrumental band, a very psychedelic jam band, and a lot of electronic. Some of their songs sound electronic because there's a lot of cool keyboard parts and psychedelic keyboard sounds, along with some great guitar playing. And I think with your musical taste, you might dig it. So This is what the CDs look like. I saw this band live only once in San Francisco at the legendary Fillmore Auditorium, and they were opening for a band called Particle, and I believe they were only allowed to play an hour, and they went over that hour. So while they're playing my favorite song, which is called Pyramidium, I think the promoter of the show and some security or whoever that works for the Fillmore was trying to get the band off the stage while they were playing their last song, which was Pyramidium, and the band was feeling it, and they were just jamming on Pyramidium for like a good 15 minutes. And the crowd was into it, and they were just kind of just jumping up and down. And I remember the keyboard player got in this physical argument with the promoter while the band was still on the stage. And they were cussing each other, and I mean, you couldn't hear what they were saying because the music was so fucking loud, but I could see them just cussing each other out because they were real animated, like they were ready to jump at each other's throats or something like that. And I mean, and needless to say, the band's never been at the Fillmore ever since then. So I may have witnessed their last appearance at the Fillmore Auditorium in San Francisco. But great show, great band, and some really far out instrumental music. So I think you might dig this. So Ozric Tentacles. And you really can't go wrong with any of their albums, so you can start wherever you want. This is just the best of compilation of some of their best songs. Yeah. So I think you proposed another question. You know, if I were to change my username, which would it be? And it was just funny because I've had this YouTube channel for a couple of years now before I even was in the VC. And it was called King's Drummer. And now that I discovered the VC back in June, I was going to change my username because I thought King's Drummer sounded kind of retarded, and I didn't really like the name that much. So I was going to change it, but I had already uploaded my first vinyl video, so I figured, oh well, I guess I'm stuck with it. But if I was going to change it, it would probably be Mr. Foster's, and this is why, because I really love this beer, Foster's. And those of you who've seen my West Coast Connection video with the teacher, well, you wouldn't see that because we have it in paper bags, but this is what we were drinking. I really love this beer. It's always been my favorite for many, many years, and if I were to change it, I would change it to Mr. Foster's. Anyway, that's going to do it. Congratulations on 300 subs, and hope you get 300 more, but I have no idea how you're going to keep up with that. Anyway, that's my video. Those are my answers, and I will see you at the next video.